ponies. You know what I sometimes take for granted? Mouse movement. It's so nice and convenient. Ooh, look at this. Off the screen. So today, I woke up with a bit of... I woke up to a text. Just trade show? Question mark. But... Yes, I was confused. I was confused by what that meant. Turns out, there's a trade show happening in town this weekend. That should be fun, right? Oh. Wait. I think I messed up my microphone. Okay, is that better? That's a lot better. I messed up my microphone. So yeah, I woke up to a text that was just, trade show? So apparently, there's a trade show happening in town this weekend. Okay? My mom thought, hey, we would totally have fun going together. And it's like, yeah, that sounds like fun. Hi. And it's like, okay, get it.
I hope it comes out okay.
Okay, I can tell you just woke up, because, you know, after the trade show tax, I called her. You're like, sorry, what?
Go big and strong, okay?
It's all weekend long. Long story short, we're going tomorrow. I was going to, like, you know, go to the trade show, and then come back and do some recording, and talk about, oh, hey, this trade show we went to, it was nice, and this stuff happened. I got this stuff. But instead that didn't happen, so I went and ordered myself groceries, specifically groceries to make poutine. And then I went and made that. The way I made it wasn't very good. I have a big old bowl of mush and gravy. Because the fries and the cheese curds. Turns out if you cook cheese curds, they melt. And to make a good poutine, you kind of want the cheese curds to stay unmelted. Just ever so slightly melted. Like, don't even put them in the air fryer with them. Especially with the rice. Don't even put them in the air fryer with the fries. Just put them on after the fries been cooked, and then just pour the gravy on top. Hot gravy. So the fries turned into mush, the cheese curds melted and helped make some of them mush, and a sort of, you know, fry and cheese flavored, like Rice Krispie square.
Go big and strong, okay?
The gravy wound up boiling over in my rice cooker, so that made a bit of a mess. But despite it being gravy, it's not, like, staining or anything, so that's kind of fine.
Watering time.
You know what? Let's reload our save.
Teach me more about your world.
And get some food. So this corn that we have definitely heals us for full and heals all of our wounds, and it's just a complete and utter full heal. And I mean, we have a lot of corn. We could just keep making this stuff. This stuff is not a full heal. It's like maybe half. Alrighty. Wait a second. I think I got the bosses. Anyway, whatever. So yeah, big old mess, and I got some meat as well. So, okay, like I used Instacart, and I ordered.
Hope it comes out okay.
Like 0.49 kilograms of meat. It was on sale, decent price.
Hope it comes out okay.
Okay, half of a kilogram of meat. That'd be enough for, you know, a meal or two. Cool. But of course, they can't normally. It was like a 0.49 kilogram because the website does it like you can order like 0.24 or 0.49, 0.74 or 1 kilogram. Like you can't just specifically specify. It's at like 4 points to the kilogram. So it's like, okay, I'll order this much and whatever. It should be, you know, above a quarter and less than 3/4. Ideally. No, I got 1.19 kilograms. I got more than twice the amount that I'd wanted to buy.
I hope it comes out
I'm just
okay.
like, gosh.
I hope it comes out okay.
Like, imagine someone who, like, actually just doesn't have the money for, you know, extra expenditures.
Big and strong, okay?
Like, imagine... Like, the window of people using Instacart and people who are very picky about their
Big and
budget
strong,
must be
okay?
really small because,
hope
like,
it comes
you're
out
paying
okay.
extra for using Instacart.
I hope it comes out
But
okay.
I mean, what if there's someone who's, like, just
Nice.
disabled enough where they cannot possibly go to the grocery store on their own, so they use Instacart to get their groceries brought to them. But they're also low on funds, and it's like, no, they kind of have to get the, like, specifically priced stuff, and it's like, oh, here's an extra, was like, about $20 a kilogram, so here's an extra, you know, $12, $13 worth of meat that you didn't plan on ordering. What if someone's like, you know, making
and
recipe
strong,
plans
okay?
with
hope it
this, and
comes
it's
out
like,
okay.
no, I planned for exactly this much. Like, I got enough for one, like, I wanted enough for a meal,
hope
and I
it
got
comes
enough
out
for
okay.
2 meals instead. I was saying
hope
enough
it
for a
comes
meal,
out
I mean,
okay.
for that to be the entire meal. But it's like, you know, like, getting, you know, a bit more is just to be expected. Not more than twice as much. And then I got it, and it's 2 packs of, like, 0.6 kilograms. You didn't have to get me to the... If they just got me, like, one of these 0.6 kilogram packs, then I'd be like, okay, whatever, it's a bit more, but it's, you know, within range of expectation, and it would have been fine. But no, they got me 2 of that. And it's like, why? Like, if I was a spiteful person, I would just, like, go and complain about that. So, oh, not 5 stars. Like, you made, you know, you spent an extra, like, $13-ish of mine on getting extra meat. It's like, oh, it doesn't come in exactly 0.49 kilograms. You found a pack that's more than what I wanted and got 2 of it. And I'm only feeling comfortable enough to, like, rant about that here because I know that that employee and the employee's bosses and managers, etc., are never going to hear this. If I thought that they were going to hear this, then I wouldn't be saying this because I don't want the person to get in trouble, even if, you know, this is something that could potentially be bad. Potentially. Like I said, if someone's using Instacart and also wants to be decently strict with their food budget, their food/food budget, this could potentially be an issue.
Grow big and strong, okay? Grow big and strong, okay?
Wait, are these the ones that one hit? Or no, I think that's a few dungeons to me. Also, it's like what, like a month until the new Rune Factory comes out?
Right.
I don't think I'll actually finish Rune Factory
I
5
hope it comes out okay.
before then.
Watering time.
I don't think I'll be finishing Rune Factory 5 watering can only
Go big
before
and
Rune
strong,
Factory 6
okay?
comes out. But I do feel like... What?
Grow big and strong, okay? Grow big and strong, okay?
But I mean,
Ouch!
that's what, an extra 14, 15 episodes? I'm just slightly... On one hand, I'm like slightly annoyed that, oh, my prediction for how many Rune Factory 5 watering can only
Time to
episodes
eat.
there will be was slightly
Grow big and
off.
strong, okay?
because I wound up skipping an
comes out
episode
okay.
due to one reason or another, I don't remember. But also,
hope
it's
it
like,
comes
I
out
could just
okay.
record an extra video afterwards. Yeah, Rune Factory 6 is out. I'm still playing Rune Factory 5. Do you thought that game takes a long time to download? And just like, oh, what? No.
I hope it comes out okay. Time to eat.
I remember someone asked me a while ago if, say,
Watering
I
time.
actually
Watering
wrote
time.
my stories, I wrote the Venellian series, got it all published, and then found out that people weren't actually buying the books.
Time
I
to
was
eat.
just like, you know, reading them online for free, just illegally downloading whatever. How would I feel to find out that I'm not going to profit off of the labor of rewriting my books? And it's like, I understand, like,
Watering time.
the answer that people want to get out of this is,
Big and
oh,
strong,
capitalism's
okay?
so important. We want to profit off of our labor because we're in capitalism. But it's like, I would just,
Grow big and strong, okay?
because I am financially secure, I don't care if people would. It's like, I have written some, like, book-length projects, and I'd be willing to share the online link with them, with anyone who would want to read them. I'd be more interested in, you know, hearing what people think about my stories rather than, oh yes, you know, you got 20 cents out of
Time
me
to
buying
eat.
a copy of your book, or whatever. It's like, oh hey, 20
You're big and
cents, that's
strong,
enough
okay?
for nothing.
Watering time.
So you go,
You're
yeah,
big
I
and
paid
strong,
$5
okay?
for my book. I got like a nickel out of it, or whatever. And it's like, yeah, I'd rather just know that people are reading the books. So that's where libraries come in. But even with like libraries that, like, you know, gives a record to show like how popular the stuff is.
Grow big and strong, okay? Grow big and strong, okay? Damn it! Time to eat. Grow big and strong, okay?
So a library can tell, it's like, oh yeah, this book got checked out like 1,000
Big and
times.
strong,
Whatever.
okay?
Okay, if the checkout time is usually like a week. So yeah, it got checked out like
comes out
50
okay.
times this year.
Grow
That's
big
a
and
lot.
strong, okay?
Then you know that, oh, hey.
I hope it comes
Or
out
it's
okay.
like, oh, even if people don't check it out at the library, as long as they read it and don't put it back up on the
Time
shelf,
to eat.
the library can still register that as, oh, someone had an interest in this book.
I hope it comes out okay. Watering time.
Whatever. So it's like, whereas if someone were to, you know, find a PDF
Watering
version of
time.
the book online and download that and off of some like third-party website, whatever,
I hope it comes out okay.
then there's no way for the information to really get
I hope
back,
it comes out okay.
so anyone knows, oh hey, this book is popular. It could have like
Delicious.
10,000 downloads on some
Grow big and
third-party
strong,
website,
okay?
but the people in charge of the
Grow
book
big and strong, okay?
would just know nothing about that.
Grow big and strong,
And just
okay?
be like, okay, well I guess this book's unpopular, only one person, you know, bought it. And that's just that. But, like,
Watering time.
I would rather have more people
Watering time.
reading
Watering
my
time.
stuff than to have less people paying me money for it.
Grow big and strong, okay?
I'd rather have a
I hope it
community
comes
of,
out okay.
like,
I hope it
you know,
comes out okay.
thousands or tens of thousands of people
I hope it
who
comes out
love the
okay.
book and read it for free than a community of, like, 100 people who just pay to have the book. Maybe they like it, maybe they don't, but whatever.
Grow big and strong,
It's
okay?
like- So yeah, I'm well in favor of people getting access to the stuff. And I need to be writing again because sometimes I just think of, like, scenes, and they are so cool and awesome, and I want to write them, and then I just, like, don't write them, and it's like, I want to talk about how awesome this one scene is, because it's amazing, but literally nobody knows what I'm talking about, because I haven't even written it out yet. I don't want to just say it because, oh, technically that's spoilers, but it's like, the book probably not even come out for years upon years upon years. So what does it matter? Probably won't even come out at all. What's the point of being worried about spoilers for something that's never going to exist? Am I going to reference the watering can running also? See, I don't have any necessary plans for that. So, like, the whole thing is...
Delicious!
It's a commentary on communication and all that. Because it's 12 different people during, like, the same, 61 days, 2-month period. All living, their different lives and stuff. But including where they interact and overlap with other people.
Watering time!
And so it's set mostly in this fantasy world, and the mostly part is interesting. Peaceful desires burn fierce, innocent nihilistic narcissism, fiercely defends insatiable knowledge, resting on them. So, one of the characters is not from Venellian, is from Earth.
Okay?
Yeah, I made a mnemonic tool for remembering the order of the characters, even though the books should be written in such a way that a person could just read any of them and be fine.
I hope it comes out okay.
But I'm generally ordering it
Big and
in
strong, okay?
from least taking control of the destiny to most.
Time
And
to
then ending
eat.
with the character who is essentially the big villain, tying all of the characters together, because just 12 random characters? No, 12 random characters who are all subject
I
to,
hope it comes out okay.
I'll just say, spoilers
I
already,
hope it comes out okay.
they all die. That's the thing. The book one has Claire, hello, not human me, fairy me, in Venellian, with like magic and stuff. Self-insert character? Heck yes.
Time to eat. Watering time.
Just living a life at... Just living a good old
hope it
life,
comes out
everything's
okay. I
being
hope it comes
good
out
and well
okay.
and fine and all that. Nothing's too,
You're big
terrible.
and strong, okay?
Until...
Damn it!
Yeah, living at the academy,
big and
big old
strong,
magical
okay?
school
Big and
for all
strong,
sorts of
okay?
people, all sorts of... You have fairies. you have fairies, you have elves, you have dwarves, you have minotaurs. All sorts of people live here and work here,
Time to eat. I hope it comes out okay.
and it's a very non-capitalistic society. Everyone does their part, and then they're allowed to just, live there without paying specifically
Big and
for it.
strong, okay?
So some people are teachers, they teach things that they know. Some people are adventurers.
Watering
When
time.
adventure
Level up.
when quests are posted up on the quest board, they sign up for those quests
I
and
hope it comes
do
out
what has to
okay.
be done. And a lot of the quests are really just chores that nobody else is
I hope
already
it comes
doing.
out okay.
Oh hey, there's been sightings of large snakes approaching from the forest. We don't want anyone to get hurt by these. So go off and deal with them. And
Delicious.
it's like, yeah, whatever.
Watering time. I
Some people
hope
invent.
it comes out okay.
Claire delivers mail. That's her primary, essentially job. Because she has
You're
wings,
big and strong,
So-
okay? Nice.
There is definitely magic to send
I
messages
hope it comes out okay.
from person to person. Essentially, rudimentary form of cell phones, but magic.
I hope it comes out okay.
You can text other people, and you can call other people.
Grow big and strong, okay?
However,
I hope it comes out
sending,
okay.
like, physical things
Big and
from one
strong,
person to
okay?
another, you can't just do over the cell phone. If you want to send, like, a package to someone, like, even if you
Grow big and
teleport it to
strong,
the
okay?
building, you would still have to bring it to the person. And since at the academy, pretty much everyone lives in little pocket dimension rooms, yes,
Grow big and strong,
yeah, like,
okay?
you go down, like, the hallway and
Grow
there's
big
just
and
door to
strong,
door to door.
okay?
But, like,
I
each
hope it
door
comes out
needs to, like,
okay.
its own room that, like, whoever lives there can, like, adjust to be
All right.
how they want it to be. Da, 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 da. Wait, no, what was the tune? Shoot. Why am I forgetting? Da, 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 da. Yeah, that's it. I can't believe I forgot that. Alright. So anyway, however, sending, you know, a package to one of these pocket dimensions is really difficult, so instead people send packages to the academy, or sometimes people want to send messages, like, back and forth, and some people are in, like, null magic zones, so the magic phones don't work, so they'd have to, like, send letters and stuff, and a whole big complicated business, but it gets routed through the mail room, and then people, usually people with wings, take the messages and just fly about. The castle has a lot of, like, openings to the outside, like balconies and stuff, so people can just fly about outside. So it's like, oh, go up to the 5th floor. Well, that's either up 4 flights of stairs, or, you know, just fly up 4 stories. So it's like, yeah, that's, you know, it's easy to just fly for it. So silver and a cloth. Or should I say gold and a cloth? Da 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 da! What's my cloth and skins? Really, that's my only cloths and skins? I guess I'll go with it. Rainbow water part! So water attack plus 60, and this is plus 35, so you know, plus 25 extra magic attack. 325 to 350. Not even like a 10% increase. Yeah, let's just go here. So, right. So she delivers the mail, finds out from the headmaster, who is a dragon, that, oh, hey, another dragon has been trying to encroach on the space, thinks that he can just, you know, invade in. She's all, oh, an adventure I can do. Well, I've seen adventurers going back and forth. I'm gonna go and be an adventurer too. And then her roommate, well, you know, girlfriend,
Nice.
who she lives with. Oh my gosh, they were girlfriends. Why is that so funny? And she's all like, no, you should not be an adventurer. It's dangerous. And, you know, so I like it. But I feel like I'm not, you know, doing enough. And the headmaster himself said that I could totally handle this. So I feel like I should go. blah blah blah. They get in a bit of a fight. You know, someone comes in to try and tries to kill the girlfriend. She handles herself, but whatever. And then finally relents, like, okay, fine, you can go, but I'm going to make sure that you don't die. And he gives her some, like, old... And gives her some old magical adventuring gear that's just being stored under the bed that for some reason fits this little fairy, like, absolutely perfectly. Can you exhale, please? So she goes on an adventure with some people who had also signed up for adventuring. Finds out that, oh yeah, going out for adventure means, you know, sleeping on the derrick. Which, like, hey, she puts on a good face for it for quite a while. And then they get into the cave with the dragon, and... Okay, so you remember how I said that the academy was big enough that the headmaster is a dragon? There are minotaurs walking about to and fro, the headmaster is a dragon, and all that? Okay, so this dragon isn't the size of the headmaster dragon, this dragon is the size of the academy. An absolutely giant dragon. Totally massive, and it's like, oh! Putting his neck backwards. I think I can see its foot. Like, this is... You're like 4-foot tall fairy fighting against a 100-foot tall or 200-foot tall dragon. And it's like, I'm supposed to kill this. So yeah, dragon starts killing her party members. She goes... Yeah, the dragon escapes and starts going towards the academy. Claire goes to try to stop it. And eventually it's all like, wait, I am supposed to face this! Well, I mean, if it's going towards the academy, surely all of the adventurers at the academy, like, put together will be able to stop this, right? But then there's the deal that she had with her elf girlfriend, where if she couldn't handle fighting this dragon, then she'd have to admit that her girlfriend is right and that she shouldn't be an adventurer. Because clearly, she can't handle it after all. So she's like, you know what? Fine. Give me one last chance. I will do this. Or possibly die in the attempt. I will do everything I can to fight this dragon and protect the academy. Yes. And then, during the fight, she winds up dying, regaining all of her memories, because, oh my gosh, turns out she'd been an adventurer for quite some time before, you know, settling down at the academy. And then with all of her memories on how to fight having returned, then she's finally able to, you know, actually fight properly. And kick some dragon butt and manage to actually win. And I have, like, a whole, like, thought to it as well. Like, so, okay. Basically, the crux of the story is why these 12 characters, or why 11 of these 12 characters specifically are chosen, is because all 11 of them have chosen some form of immortality that they should not be allowed to have. So Claire has a magic bracelet that keeps her from aging, for example. So she's supposed to age, but thanks to this bracelet, she doesn't.
There you go. There you go.
So, book 12 eventually revolves around Libitina, the person who has been seemingly killing everybody. And, like, it is her role as she basically works like for death, you know, concept of death, big psych, all that stuff.
I hope it comes out okay.
It is merely her job to. She has been tasked with finding these people who was likely supposed to have died already, and make sure they actually go through like a death game, as it were. You know, like when you die, you can change death to a game. All these people just bypass that. And it's like, no, they have to be tested to know if they actually do deserve to keep on living or not. The idea with like players is that like she's flying, you know, trying to fight the dragon, gets basically clawed in the air, dies, has a whole, you know, section, death game, blah blah blah, comes back to life, still falling, catches herself. Oh, I heard a sound. Someone is here. Stop murdering people, Azura. Also, hold on. Test? Okay. OBS is not picking you up. Why is it not picking you up? I don't know. Did that fix it? Okay. So yeah, I was just talking about like my books and stuff, and general plot ideas that I had.
Yes!
Uh-huh.
Yes!
So yeah,
Nice!
book 2 features the only person who's not from Venellian. Features Yumi Sunray.
Oh, right! Nice!
You know, the one who's good with the bow.
Sure.
Living just a normal, whatever, ordinary life.
All right!
Until she winds up finding, you know, with some help from her friends, including one who is from Venel, and one who might or might not be, finds essentially a path between the worlds, goes there, finds, you know, some form of magic, has powers, goes, fights, is victorious.
Yes!
But then, the issue with her is that I don't really have a specific way of, oh, how would she gain immortality to be on this list? The only thing I can think of is if she gains immortality over the course of the story and then gets added to the list during the story. Somewhere in with all of this magic and stuff.
Yes!
Are you kidding me? Literally weeds.
Yes! All right! Nice!
So she finds some form of immortality in this world between worlds. And that's why she's put on Libertina's list, and that's why she has to die at the end.
There!
And then even if she does go back to life, her connection to the magic must be severed. So after having a grand adventure, she just has to go back to pretty much a boring, ordinary life. And it's... yeah, so we watch those isekais and stuff. But imagine a character who doesn't actually get isekai'd. Magic comes to their world, and then it leaves, but she's like one of the only people who remembers it.
Go. There you go.
Interesting.
There you go.
And I think that would be the truest form of reverse isekai.
There we go. Easy does it.
Possibly.
Easy does it. There you go.
I did
There
just as a
we go.
little, I'd say for
There you
fun,
go.
but it's really rather dramatic to read.
Easy does it.
Just as a little thing,
Easy does it.
wrote a bit of a short story about, like, the
Here
life
we
after.
go.
But, from the perspective of one of the side characters, where the chapters are split up based off of
Nice.
whether or not Yumi winds up dying after the events of the story.
What? Okay.
Yeah, so big story, lots of magic, and then go back to, like, normal life, and then set, like, the day after all of this, Yumi's found sitting on the booth of the school, and, like, it's only like a 2-story building, right? It's like, what, 20 feet off the ground? Which, during the Magic and Adventure stuff, being just 20 feet off the ground was nothing then. But now, oh my gosh, we have to get the police involved. There's a kid on the roof. We think the kid might jump. And this is not being told from Yumi's perspective. It's being told by one of her friends, who was also on the Magic Adventure. And then, in one chapter, Yumi winds up falling or jumping off of the roof and dying. And in the other chapter, she gets, like, grabbed by the police and doesn't die. So it's, like, split between, it's like, okay, well... So in half the chapters, it's like, okay, well, did she jump on purpose? Or was she just trying to stand up and fell? Did she kill herself, or did she not kill herself? We can't ask her because she's dead. And the other chapters, it's, you know, trying to live a life with essentially some form of PTSD. Like, hey, all of these, like, you know, getting hit by, like, magic fireballs and stuff, like, yeah, you really could have died. Like, heck, even without dying,
Nice.
you absolutely could have just been messed up for life. And, like, how do you just be normal after that? How do you take that and then just go back to school? So it's like her best friend, who always had a knack for the chaotic, trying to be the level-headed one, like, no, stop trying to, like, bring chaos in. Can't we just be happy that we're alive? And all that. So, all in all, to boil down to, like, the friend is experiencing both of these timelines, doesn't know which one is true, and by the end of it, doesn't really know which one she'd rather have be true. Is it worth it for your friend to still be alive if they're just going to be traumatized? But that's not the vanilla story, that was a little after story. Who knows, maybe I could write more of these after story things.
All right.
There's potential. And then, of course, the third part of the mnemonic, Burn! Book 3 is Ember's story. Another character that doesn't interact with the other two, except actually the first two characters do have a weird interaction. Of that, the Yumi's boyfriend is... So the second book's boyfriend is the first book's protagonist's brother, who doesn't actually show up in book 1, beyond just, you know, the relationship being mentioned in both of those books. It's one of those, like, little things where it's like, you know, the character spends the entire series, you know, on Earth. Part of the thing is that they're struggling to get back to Venel, so they can't just show up in Venel all of a sudden, like, oh, hey, I'm here to make a cameo, yeah, it's me, da 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 da. But no, you're not supposed to be able to be here. What are you doing? I see that there's a lot of messages being passed.
Yes.
So book 3, Ember, the closest, who essentially just plays a straight isekai story. The story begins, and she is already dead.
Take that!
Unlike the other characters who
Does it?
wind up talking to Libitina after they die at the ends of their
Take
stories,
that!
Ember winds up talking to Libitina at the start of her story, but she doesn't wind up remembering it.
Yeah!
So is it really the star of the story if it's not actually in the story itself? Probably not, but that is something important to note once it gets to Libitina's story, because she is able to remember the conversation. And at the end of Ember's story, it will be, you know, when she meets up with Libitina again, it's like, who are you? It's like, oh, we've had this conversation. It hasn't been that long. You're here now. Boom, now just remember it. Okay, now you don't have to be asking who I am. We've met.
There! Yeah!
So, Ember winds up dying in, like, the normal world. Wakes up in a world of magic, finds out that she's somehow related to one of, you know, the major deities that who run much of the planet. And essentially just meets someone, falls in love, person gets,
Nice!
you know,
Oh,
completely
right.
taken off of the face of all existence for whatever reason, tries to find them, only to find out, no, actually the person had just been,
There!
what's the proper term? Mentally altered to the point of not being themselves. So the person that Ember wound up falling for was actually just a falsehood, just a cover, and wasn't actually the real person after all.
All right!
What's with writers and giving characters trauma? I mean,
Take that!
so many writers these days just love the trauma.
There!
Yumi watches her boyfriend die right in front of her while she's unable to stop it from happening. Oh yeah, and then... So book 4, Ray, the angel, who wants to be a guardian angel, but doesn't quite have the, let's say the brain power for it. Her developmental growth is somewhat stunted, and
There!
yeah, so she lives in basically an angel society. There's a big old business place, whatever, for people to go to be guardian angels. Guardian angels in the modern world act differently than guardian angels, quote unquote, you know, did hundreds of years ago. There's a whole thing, the strangers that you meet online that wind up being your best friends are actually guardian angels sent to make sure that you live long and happy lives. It could be because you're meant to do something important and world-changing, or it could just be because you're a person and you deserve to live a long and happy life.
Take that! Take that!
Yeah, I don't want it to be the message of like, oh, the only people who deserve to live are those who are going to be important, because that's a terrible message to give people. It's like, no, people just deserve to live because people just deserve to live. Like, I'm not going to be doing anything great with my life, but I don't doesn't, you know, deserve to die at age 13 or whatever, apparently. So, Ray finally gets, you know, Ray has finally built up enough confidence with her superiors. Awkward term to use, but that is the proper term, I think. She's finally built up enough trust with her superiors at work to be granted the title of a guardian angel and get a device to communicate, you know, with the human down on Earth as long as she, follows all of the rules, then she can finally be a guardian angel like she had always wanted to be. Which is weird that the start of her story, that her story begins with her finally getting her lifelong goal, and then you realize why. It's because she immediately fails at it. Essentially, guardian angels are given, like, basically cell phones to communicate with their, assigned human or humans. Ray's just given the one to try to, befriend them and keep them alive however they can. Once you get more, like, trust, once you've built up, like, a repertoire of, like, trust and, like, being able to help people without, letting the people know about that you're an angel, Venel, all that stuff, then you can get more abilities. So she's just on, like, basically the bottom tier, because she's not built up any trust yet. And basically, on day 1, she immediately fails. The phone has certain, like, things on it to make sure that the low-tier guardian angels don't say anything that would compromise their positions. Ray struggles with being able to get through that. And then it's left, like, ambiguous whether or not something bad happens to the person. Now, if I really wanted to go all the way with it, I would have her story and Ember's story line up. Her having been Ember's guardian angel, and then failing. And that could be an interesting way to do it. What do you think? Is that a bit too much? It actually could work out pretty well. You know what? Screw it. That's canon now. Ray had been assigned to be the person who became Ember's guardian angel, and wound up failing due to forces beyond her own control. However, the device that she had been using also wound up getting lost, stolen from her by, person on the surface. Not on Earth, someone Venel stole it. So, like, her story's, like, the least fleshed out of all of them. Essentially, her story's, I guess, going to be, like, an angel on the surface world trying to, do angelic things among the people and hope that she can convince them. She's trying to find her lost cell phone. But without, in a world where people don't know what cell phones are. So she's like, oh yes, my device, it's, like, gray, it's, like, this big. Yeah, like, the one side is, like, gray, the other side is, like, black. Like, well, gee, I don't know anything like that. Must be one of them, magic trinkets. Have you checked it? You checked with the local adventurers hall? Ah, they find all sorts of weird things, and then, like, finding, like, breadcrumbs, like, oh yeah, I think I saw someone with a thing like that, and then, spend some time trying to track this person down, only to find out, like, it's something completely different. But she's an angel. She can't just give up hope. She has to keep hoping and keep trying, no matter what. No matter how hopeless everything might seem. She just has to keep trying, because what else is she going to do? Wait, I was supposed to grab an emerald from the storage. That's what I was supposed to do.
Rar.
Do I even have an emerald? Yes. Oh wait, no. Ray isn't the fourth. Peaceful desires burned fierce. Fierce was the first. Oh no. innocent desires burn fierce. Peaceful desires, right. Peaceful is first. And then Ray is innocent, right. Trying to keep all my characters in a line. They're like ducks. They're really hard to keep in lines. Oh, she's there. This is fine. I can make this work. Who is Ford? Who is Fierce? Is that supposed to be Lee? Innocent, Ray. Nihilistic is Scarlet. Narcissism is Taylor. Defends, that's Morgan. Insatiable was Marissa. Knowledge is Kamiko. Resting is Sarah, and Unknown is Libitina. So yeah, book 4 is actually just Lee. And it's an interesting thing because there's 4 people going out on like a big adventure for much of the story. And we get to see the perspectives from 3 of them.
Welcome.
So we just get to follow 3 separate characters as they go about whatever. But even though the 3 of them are going on an adventure together, the adventures that they have are different from each other. And that's an important thing. Even though they're all going together, the knowledge of what they're doing, why they're doing what they're doing, and what they think about what they're doing is different. Yeah, whatever. Got it, I understand. Yeah, okay? Yeah. Alright. So, right. Lily Lynn, Sakamoto Kamiko, and Morgan of Valu all wind up going together on an adventure to find an artifact, a relic. Really? Really?
Dude, relax. Drink whiskey.
Hello, Axe. I am recording.
Okay. Let me know when you're not. Have fun.
It's not going to be long.
Okay. Well, Azur can message me or you can when you're done, and I'll come join. Have fun.
Yeah.
You know, what's weird is, like, he messaged earlier, and I did say that, yeah, you're probably recording based on how much you're talking. And if you weren't, I wouldn't want to interrupt your story.
Yes. Alright, so, what is it? So... Right. So, Kamiko wants to go and find a relic. However, in Lee's story, Lee never actually knows what this relic is, because Kamiko is bad at communicating. She has autism. She doesn't talk very much, and when she does, she talks as if the person she's talking to knows what she is already talking about. So she only ever refers to it as the relic. So Lee has no idea what's going on, but it's just like, oh, hey, you know, this kid's gonna die if she just goes out on her own. Here, let's Yeah, I'll come bring my sister and we'll help keep you safe. You bring your sister as well, and everything's gonna be good. And all that. And then, but Kamiko, like, all in her head, like, yeah, sure, she's a child, but, like, so is Lee, and, like, and also, she has a magic necklace that keeps her from aging. Why Libertina wants her. Right, I mentioned this earlier, Zara, but you weren't here at the time. All of the characters, or at least, the first 11 characters, have gotten some form of immortality, and that is why Libertina, the 12th character, needs to have them die. Where did I put this out here? That's weird. Doesn't necessarily need them to be dead for good, just needs to have them die in order to test them. So, it was like book 1, player, a magic bracelet to keep her from aging, which is very important because fairies don't have a long lifespan. Really, just a branch? Book 2, Yumi. I guess she just finds some old ritual, whatever, in the world between worlds. And then winds up dying as part of the big cinematic final fight against the villain of her story. Yes, whatever. Amber, I mean, because she's supposedly related to a deity, one of the elemental deities, as well as just other deities, generally speaking, get immortality so that they can continue doing their roles. The elemental deities, being the highest of them, can usually keep their roles for hundreds, if not thousands of years, because they're the best in the world at what they do, and can only lose their role if someone else can do it better than them. So she does not actually become an elemental deity, but she is there to, like, act as though she... But since she is related to one, she is given immortality basically under the table, like, oh, hey, not supposed to have this, but here, let me hand it over to you. So even though she's only been in Venel, like, 2 months before she dies, she still gets added to the list and still has to be, crossed off, saying that the last time that she had met with Libertina, things did not go well. Amber has anger issues. She basically just threw a tantrum at the whole thought of being dead. So this is more of a, are you sure you want to stay dead? We could just put you back to Earth. Of course, in a whole new life, knowing all new people, but whatever. And then Lee's immortality is so far the weakest, but I just imagined that at some point during adventuring, that Lee had found... The simple way of putting it is, found a version of, like, the Garden of Eden, and ate the forbidden fruit to grant, heightened abilities and also immortality. That's what I'm working with so far. I don't want everyone to have, like, the same 2 things. I don't want, like, more than 2 different characters to have the same form of immortality.
Mm-hmm.
Ray is...
It's easy to be immortal. To be immortal, you need to attempt to die, but fail.
And then fail. Yeah, no, I haven't...
I mean, it's just like how walking is attempting to fall and fail repeatedly.
No, that's flying. You attempt to hit the ground and miss. Yeah, I get the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference.
I'm not even making a reference to Hitchhikers, though that probably was the inspiration for what I'm actually referencing. That basically is what walking is. Walking is almost falling and then catching yourself repeatedly. That is walking.
Or maybe the way you do it. Maybe that's why I'm always so tired when I go for a walk.
See, you're skipping steps. That's the problem.
No, I'm not skipping. Gosh, that'd be more exhausting. So, right. Story. Stuff. Whatever. Right. Peaceful ties burn fierce. Innocent. Ray was signed up to the Guardian Angel thing, whatever. Guardian Angels are given immortality because they need to be long-lived to grow the wisdom that they need to help people. Angels in general are a long-lived species because they have to have lots of life experiences in order to help people better. Ray was put onto the Guardian Angel program, but since she officially failed her assignment, or unofficially failed her assignment, she should not be on the Guardian Angel program, and thus should not still have the immortality. So Ray is like the first one to get the immortality without even knowing it. She doesn't know that she was given immortality. It was just like part of the job. And she didn't even know that she had it. Then there is... Right? Isn't nihilistic. Nihilism. Scarlet. I mean, she's a vampire. Vampires are supposed to be, I mean, at least ageless. Right? Form of immortality. Except she's not a proper vampire. But she's enough of one. But it is still, like, not something she was born to have, but something she was given. And Scarlet is a suicidal vampire. During her entire story, like, she goes on something of an adventure. She keeps trying to kill herself and living. Which I think is a much funnier form of, like, immortality.
Oh, so basically what I described were more active.
Like, she throws herself off of a cliff, and then someone at the bottom is like, oh no, that person fell off the cliff. Let me cast a spell to save them. Don't worry, I saved you. She finds a group of vampire hunters who are like, oh, we want to find vampires so we can kill them. And she's like, oh, I'm a vampire. And they just look at her. It's like, no, you're not. You're too sweet and innocent to be a blood-sucking vampire. Hey, why don't you come with us so we can keep you safe? You're clearly not a vampire. She goes out in the sunlight to try to burn. It doesn't kill her. She actually finds out the reason for that after at the end of the story. Why the sunlight doesn't hurt her and why she's just generally tougher than other vampires. It's because she's actually half demon. Oh. Turns out she's actually Taylor's sister. I believe older sister. Older sister? I think. However, she's actually Taylor's sister. But Taylor sold her away when they were young. So Taylor could be, you know, back to being... So Taylor could become an only child. Taylor sold out her own sister for her own selfish needs. Wishes.
Oh.
And that's when... She sold her sister to a clan of vampires who tried to feed off of her and wound up turning her into a vampire as well. And then that leads to Taylor's story, where essentially she was born in hell, raised in hell, and wants to get out of hell. Her whole story is just her trying to get to the academy and bringing Emily the cat girl along with her. Because Taylor has a blindfold throughout the entire story. So in the entire book, nothing is ever described visually. There's no sights to anything. There's sounds, there's smells, but no visual descriptors. You don't hear about, oh, the lady in the green dress. Like, no, it's the lady with soft footsteps. Because she can't see, nothing is described visually until essentially the climax of the story, where it's been hinted at for the entire story so far that she keeps Emily with her for a specific purpose. And then at the end, or during the climax, it's revealed that because of how the magic system works, Taylor's an arcane user, Emily is a divine user. If arcane and divine magic gets brought together, it makes essentially an incredible supply of magic. So that's why she keeps Emily around, to kill her and take her connection to magic during the moment that she needs it the most. It's a huge burst of magical energy, but it's very temporary. Which is why she didn't just kill Emily right away and just take the magic. She's been waiting for it. And a couple of times during the story, like, she considers just doing it, but then, something happened, whatever. So it's just here at the very climax. Big old fight. They can't fight it together. They need to combine their magic. She finally takes off her blindfold, and there's, like, multiple pages of descriptive text of her finally seeing Emily for the first time. Because she's worn the blindfold since before they met and never once took it off, or never once saw her. They've been together for so many years now, and this is the moment she finally sees her, and it's just like multiple pages of just visual description of everything she's missed out on all these years that she's only finally seeing for the first time when she's about to kill her.
Disturbing.
So you like it?
Disturbing.
All right.
Okay.
There.
Both of them had been given magical enchantments to keep them from aging, because, the unfortunate implications of living in hell.
Take that.
Where that would be a beneficial thing to some. And, if you've been reading the stories up in order until now, you would know that Taylor does wind up dying at some point.
Yeah.
Or at least, you'd be waiting for it, and she does.
Yeah.
And you know what I was saying about, the whole huge influx of magical energy when you combine arcane and divine magic together? And that's why Taylor kept Emily around, was to combine their magics. She doesn't have to kill Emily to combine their magics together, as she realizes basically at the last second. So we have this, multiple pages of description, blah blah blah, and then, the most painful thing I had ever done, and I think if I had the chance to do it again, I would. The start of next chapter, she is dead. she sacrificed herself to save Emily instead.
So what, it suddenly changes perspective to Emily's perspective?
No, it's still Taylor's perspective. She's just, you know, dead and now with Libertina in, like, the semi-afterlife, whatever. It's like, that's what it is with all the
Nice.
characters. They die and then they, you know, have a nice chat with Libertina about how things had gone, and they have basically a battle against death to see if they deserve the right to live. So, while Emily is fighting against demons, Taylor also has to fight against the demons of her own past. Except, Taylor doesn't have her magic to fight against these demons. Emily has Taylor's magic. If Taylor tries to take her magic back, then Emily will certainly die. So she has to face against the consequences of everything that she's done. And essentially
Nice.
grow
Yes.
like a conscience and learn how to live with herself, with everything she's done,
Yes.
in order to, you know, be able to live.
Yeah. Take that. Yeah.
And this is like where Scarlet and Taylor's stories actually meet up again, because they meet up they meet up pretty early on. And I think it was like day 2 or something they meet up. And then they meet up here, where, you know, Scarlet learns what Taylor had done, and they get in a big fight and all that, and whatnot and everything. It was so over time, but I just want to keep talking. Okay.
Yeah, you got
Is it
Axe
realistic?
waiting. Axe is waiting on the wings to
Yeah.
hang out.
Isn't realistic... So desires burn fierce. Innocent realistic narcissism. Seriously, I like that line. It's really hard to say. Innocent nihilistic narcissism defends Morgan. What's her thing? Very right. She has a unicorn companion, tied up her lifespan with the unicorns. That's not a thing that is supposed to actually happen with humans. It's supposed to be for forest-dwelling creatures. Elves, fairies, sylphs, that sort of thing. She's a human who's tied up with a unicorn. That's not supposed to happen. She's a paladin with anxiety and a history of just being a dancer. She was a rebel punk who got a little sister and decided, you know what? I can be the role model. I can be a good role model, and basically just joined up with the paladins. All these other paladins are like the heavy armor and whatnot, and she's just here, no armor, and a big stick. She teaches at the academy at the start of the story. Horseback training stuff with her unicorn companion that she brings with her when she goes adventuring. Insatiable, it's Marissa. She is a being of shadow. The general people hate her because they've heard bad things about beings of shadow. Her lifespan is tied up with Claire's, so she can't properly die until Claire dies. Such something and such. Beings of shadow shouldn't really just be allowed to roam free because they usually, you know, don't do good moral things. Knowledge, Kamiko, Necklace of Agelessness, actually plays a huge role in her story because she's, you know, read all of these other stories, but she's still mentally, like, 14 years old. Like, she's read so much stuff, and yet she doesn't have the mental facilities to properly process all of these experiences that she's artificially gained. And experiences she has actually gained because she has adventured for these relics in the past. And that's basically her life goal. She spent hundreds of years trying to find all the pieces of this relic to put it all back together again. And she's like not even close to being done. And at the end of her rope, besting Sarah, deity of water, who was basically kicked out of having the role of deity, but even though she's been kicked out of the role officially, no one in the millions of years since, millions, billions of years since, has been able to do her job better than her. Though even though she is officially not a deity, she is still the in the acting of one, so she still has the deity immortality, even though she has been officially, you know, stripped of her ranking, and shouldn't have the immortality anymore. And of course, her thing with Libertina is like, hey, you tried to kill someone who's close to me. I'm just going to plane shift over to you. Don't think you're gonna make me die. I will plane shift over to you and give you a piece of my mind. Cause like she's been in Venel since like day one. She's been there for billions of years. Like, yeah, the elemental deities, you know, they can do pretty impressive stuff. But like, every single one of her chapters begins essentially with a short story of something she's done for someone miles, like millions of miles away, with nothing more than like a thought. Like there's a story of like a kid waking up for their birthday and they find that they've like regrown their missing finger. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is the best birthday present ever! And everyone's like, you know what? I'm not gonna question this. Congratulations, your finger is back. Let's have cake. And like, especially with Kumiko's stories, or Kumiko thing, you hear some stories of things that Sarah had done in the past. Like, yeah. Like stopping a war because they started to try to hurt civilians.
Yes! Alright!
And stuff.
Nice!
So that's me,
Nice!
not ranting, talking about my story stuff for way too long. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get into writing so I can write all these stories down, but I already know all the most interesting parts. So it's like,
Well,
why should I write them if I already know all the best parts? Oh, it's
So that
about
everyone else can know them.
If I wrote these stories, Azura, would you want to read any?
Maybe.
Bet?